Circle of life. There we go. Hello, Facebook, YouTube, and any Instagram fam that has joined us. Welcome tonight. It is Thursday night. Had to think about it. My days have just been running together since last week. Just to update you guys, I'm doing better today. I am Adam, they're aware that I took my son off to college and was my last child at home. So I've been a bit emotional for the past week, getting ready for all of that and taking him off on Monday. So anybody that was wanting to know, I'm doing better. I'm adjusting. But it's weird. On that note, Monday was not as bad as I thought it was going to be. But then we had to take him some stuff last night. And when I turned to look at him, when I was fixing to get in the car, he looked sad. And I was already sad, but I was trying to be, strong mama. And, if he was doing good, I had to do good. And then, so of course I talked to him today and he was like, Mom, I didn't mean to seem like I didn't want to be around you or something last night. I was just really, really tired. And I'm like, no, I just thought you looked sad. And he was like, well, I kind of was. He's like, because now I don't know when I'm going to see you again. I was like, oh my God, I was thinking the same thing. Because when I left Monday, I knew I was going to see him like Tuesday or Wednesday. Leaving him last night, I don't know now. But I talk like he's all the way across the state with you in Washington, but he's not. He's only, a little over an hour away. He could come home whenever he wants to. But I really wanted him to adjust to college life. So I was like, in the first month, you probably shouldn't come home. Just don't get in that habit of saying, oh, I can just run home whenever I want to.
Yeah. My experience, my parents dropped me off. This is a long time ago. But my mom literally was bawling, and it's, it makes it hard because that's been his life for the last, 19 years, right?
Yeah.
It's like, that's, Mama Bear has those like intuitions of, is he going to be safe? Is he going to be okay? Like, is he going to be able to do his laundry? Is he going to be able to do all this stuff? So, yeah, I've never experienced that. I do have a 2.5-year-old and a almost 5-year-old. So I just haven't even thought about that. But now, hearing that, it's like, it's probably going to come fast, right?
Yeah, it does.
Think.
It does. The time just flies, I tell you. But we will continue talking about family in just a moment. I should introduce you just in case you didn't read the title or don't know. But this is Adam Krum, and I am thrilled to have him with us tonight. And I'm also sad that we're not going to be hearing any wonderful music, but it just was not convenient for his guitarist to be with him tonight. I think is that little jet behind or the older one.
True. You want to come say hi real quick?
I saw one pop in.
Born, so say hi. Say hi, Stacy. We're on an interview.
How are you? Good.
Hi. He's getting ready for preschool here next week. So
that's going to be fun.
Not quite college, but
Yeah. I don't know. To mamas, it's almost the same whenever you or dad too, I guess, whenever you drop them off on their first adventure.
Yeah.
I remember with my oldest daughter, the third day of kindergarten, she turned around and looked at me and said, Mama, I don't need you anymore. And I was like, oh my God, that's the beginning of the end.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. Now that everybody's kind of home and, it's all, we're all doing this thing together. It's like, it's definitely, it's a little more, bittersweet, right? Because you're home every day with them. It's kind of
it is. It is crazy. Hey, Jovan, welcome. Glad you're watching. Jovan is my faithful follower. Oh, we've got a band of them.
Hi, guys. Hey. Hi. You guys. I'm sorry.
Hi.
Yeah. Oh, no. Sorry. I'll be right out. We'll bring you guys in here a little bit. Okay, sorry.
They were like, hey, we all want to be on.
Gosh, yeah, it's it's funny. I live in this neighborhood, and I know we haven't even introduced me yet, but we have probably 7 boys in our cul-de-sac, and it's
wow.
they kind of bounce from house to house, and it's pretty exciting on the end of being able to do that. So.
Oh yeah, that's the way it always is. It's like there's one house that's really like the main gathering house, like the fun house. Everybody wants to be there. So is that your house?
It's kind of between 3. Yeah. So it's crazy because like one house has the trampoline and one house has like, fun stuff. But every house kind of has their own, like, oh, we want to go do this today. So we live in an amazing neighborhood. We're super excited to kind of be in this like community, and
that's
it's really great. So
yeah, that's the great thing about a neighborhood. I mean, since I was a child, I haven't lived in a neighborhood. To have, like those friends right down the street or, right next door or whatever, something like that. I've always lived out in the country where, we don't have neighbors. So as much as I love living in the country and that's the way I really prefer it, I have kind of like, watched shows on TV or heard my daughter talking about her neighborhood. And I'm like, that would be kind of cool just to have that community feel, with people. And
and you feel like they can run out of the house and not have to worry that like, there's like, there's a gated community, which is super nice. So it's great.
Okay. So, well, let's talk about your music a little bit and then we can venture off to, other things and fun things. But we definitely want to talk about your music. Now, are you signed or independent?
So as of right now, I'm independent. I do have a manager in Nashville, and I have been working with several people out of Nashville recording, music. I do write my own music, but I've also recorded songs where I haven't written as well. I work with pretty amazing writers, just to name a couple, my manager and friends and an amazing duo in Nashville is Golden West. Brittany Knott and Taylor Nash, they're amazing. I mean, talk about like just vocals for days. They're great. And they really helped me kind of, pave my way in Nashville. I recorded my first few songs with them. Ryan Sorstead is another another writer that has, written some songs that I've sang. John Allen Miller, is on these 3 new upcoming songs that I'm actually gonna record coming up. So I'm heading back to Nashville. Everything's kind of been on pause here for the summer. All my shows have been canceled. I was gonna play some festivals in Washington and out of Washington. Those have been canceled. I had some shows in Seattle. I've had some shows, on the West Coast, that kind of thing. So as for right now, it's, people are just writing music and, trying to record new music. I mean, you can tell that, there's all these great songs coming out right now in the industry. Yeah. It's like, it's so cool because, but it's also tough because at the same time, you do have a lot of time on your hands and you want to write music and, get with your writers and, these other artists and, have time to do that, which before it's like, you're doing shows and you're touring and you're doing all these things. So it's some of the best music has been out, I think, in these last few months. So I think people are really focused on, having music and doing that as well. So.
Oh yeah, I totally agree. It's a two-edged sword. I mean, it's terrible because everybody's shows have been canceled, tours are off. There's no live music to speak of much at all. And I know financially that's hurt a lot, and just your way of life, what you're used to. So that's a huge change. But I feel like every artist that I have talked to has really just honed in on their writing skills. Or a lot of them have used the time to learn the guitar or brush up their piano or whatever instrument they may play. but it's kind of interesting. It's going to be fun to see how many people did not play the piano, or I mean, did not play the guitar when we started COVID,
Yeah.
but now they know how to play.
No, totally. Yeah. I mean, I'm working on it. I mean, I'm not, my guitarist is actually my brother.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. So he, it's nice because, you do feel comfortable with those people that you get together with sometimes. And obviously, like, you are being socially distant, but at the same time, I feel like you do kind of have that. I don't know. I mean, what's right, what's wrong? I have no idea at this time. Like, I have kids. Like, we can't keep them in the house all the time. So, like, we have our group of friends that we go out and play with and do all that. So, but my brother and I have been able to get together. Write some music, also play some stuff. Social media has been a huge part of what's going on, right? I mean, people are doing the Instagram lives, doing interviews like this, playing that kind of thing. So, really taking technology to the next level. I mean, at the same time, I mean, you have these massive artists that are, have, just as many people on their Instagram live than they do, at a concert.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right? It's a little more personal, kind of that. I mean, it's cool, but obviously live music is like, there's nothing like it, right?
So. Oh no, absolutely. The goal is definitely to have live music back.
Yeah.
But I have, and I know so many other people have, just thoroughly enjoyed this time because, yeah, we have gotten to know artists a little bit on a more intimate level. And, even the bigger name artists, the Luke Bryans and people like that are spending time letting people get to know them.
Yeah.
And, a side of them that we wouldn't ordinarily see.
Yeah.
And they've really taken advantage of that time, I think, to connect with fans and just make those, not necessarily personal connections, but, somewhat of a personal connection with their fans and let them really know that, hey, I'm real and I want to know you guys. And so I think it's been really good. And that's the aspect of it that I hope continues, at least somewhat. Yeah. I'm sure when everybody gets back out on the road, they're going to be so busy and they're going to be so sick of social media that they're probably going to sign off for a little bit.
Yeah, totally. I mean, and that's the crazy part is that, the next 5-10 years is going to be, touring and, traveling. So this is actually a year just to really connect with their fans,
yeah, and
connect with their family. Right. I mean, a lot of these artists are gone all the time,
Yeah.
Somebody like Luke Bryan, who has several jobs where it's probably not at his house, right? So,
right.
I bet people look back and obviously like this is crazy and kind of a messed up year, but at the same time, it's like it's really let people connect, with people close to him and stuff like that. So.
Yeah, definitely. So now, before all of this, were you out on the road as well? Were you touring?
Yeah. So I'm a little unique, right? So, as much as I would love to do this absolutely full time, I don't. I have a full-time job, full-time dad, full-time husband. So, like I said, anybody out there wants to say, hey, we will pay you to, tour and do all these things, I would love to do that. But at the same time, I have to support my family. So,
right.
I have very select shows and very select, trips that I take. So they're very, if I'm heading to, Idaho, like I'll book, probably 3 shows, or if I'm, going to Southern California, I'll book 3 shows. But, it's more of a, Thursday to Sunday thing. And then I'm back with my family. I'm back in the mix, so, at work and stuff like that. So, I don't tour like most artists tour. They're on the road for 3 months, which would be crazy. But at the same time, I do have to support the family and do all that stuff. So.
Oh yeah, definitely. I mean, it makes a difference whether you're a signed artist or an independent artist. A lot of people, I think, don't realize that independent artists mean exactly that. You are
really
independent on everything.
Yeah, independent on paying for music, paying for recordings, So for me, I really enjoy shooting videos and music videos. So if you check out Adam Krum on YouTube, I have a few videos out there, music videos that I've done, and my family is always in my videos. That's my brand. I love having my kids on camera.
Oh yeah.
I love having my wife on there. And I have these next 3 songs that we just wrote, and I'll record. They're all related to somehow my life, my children, my wife, something like that. So, it's just
I love that.
Yeah, and it's and that's kind of what if I look back, and my first video was called "Dad in the Headlights." True story. I mean, when I first became a dad, I was like, what the heck is happening? I'm like, this kid is crazy. We're not sleeping. It's like literally a deer in the headlights. So we wrote a song called Dad in the Headlights, which is, I thought was pretty clever.
Oh, yeah.
But the first video is really just focused on, the trials and tribulations of being a dad, these kids hitting you, throwing up on you, peeing on you.
Oh, yeah. All that good stuff.
So it's like, and then, I got over 1 million hits, 1 million views on, on YouTube. And that's like, I think when somebody can relate to what you're saying, I could go out there if I was recording music in my early 20s, talking about, beer campfires and all that stuff. That'd probably be relatable to me.
Right.
But now that I'm, now I'm older, I have a family, everything is, inspired by that. So I really do enjoy having that and kind of having that family orientated, and I'm definitely gonna make music that requires that. So
yeah, and I'm glad that you are doing that. It's it's, I hate to say age appropriate, but it's more season appropriate. The season of your life that you're in.
Yeah.
It is appropriate, and there are, we would. Not necessarily that we would worry or wonder. You would just be writing songs at that point. But, if you wrote all songs that had to do with drinking and chasing women, I mean, that's way different than the life that you're living.
Yeah.
And, I much would rather listen to real songs.
Totally.
When you write songs that come from your real life that you can honestly relate to. And it's fine if you write a song that may go back 10 years in your life that you're remembering or recalling.
Yeah.
But if it's an event, not a whole season of your life, I think.
Totally. And that's, and being relatable to your songs is huge,
Yeah.
And it's, and I like to portray that in my videos because number one, like this video that's coming out, it's called Invincible. It's truly about, and the video is, based around my kids and like how during this whole crazy time, this quarantining, we kind of feel invincible at the same time. Like they're into superheroes and they're into, toys and game night and all these different things, and at the same time, as a family, we are invincible. So, but also like, it's insane. You can hear them in the background. Like it's nonstop.
Yeah. That's real life.
My wife and I have like date night in the closet. It's like, it's like, how do we get away for, 5 minutes, right? And
absolutely.
Where I could literally just be like, all right, I'm done. Like, let's go on vacation. But that's really not an option. So it's like, it's pretty you just kind of got to relate, so.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I think everybody, or maybe not everybody, but most people would rather have music that they can relate to.
Sure.
Than, look at an artist and be like, did they really live that? Or is that really what's happening?
Yeah.
I like hearing, and that's because that's what country music is telling stories about, preferably your life and what's happening with you. And so I love an artist that can tell a good story. What that story might be is, take it and turn it into a song.
Give me one second. I'm gonna be quiet a little bit here. My life. Hey, you guys go in the playroom? Because I'm on a call. Okay? You guys are crazy loud. Okay?
People.
Hey, crew, come on, man.
What do you want to hear?
You want to come in here? You say that? I know. Sorry.
No apologies needed.
Oh, yeah, it's nuts. And
yeah, no apologies needed. Hey, it's life. It's
real life. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I'm excited. It's one thing that I'm super excited about is, like I said, I think all artists have been, focusing on new music, and
yeah,
I'm really excited for these next few songs that we wrote. So I can't wait for you guys to hear them. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Me too. Now I love your song City Boy.
Thank you.
I mean, and again, relatable.
Yeah.
So did you grow up in the city?
I did. So I actually grew up in Lakewood, Washington, which is
so you've always been in Washington.
Yeah, I have. So I grew up, probably about 15 minutes away from Tacoma. It was a lake town, so I mean, like 4 different lakes in this small town. But ultimately, obviously Tacoma's right there. Seattle's 45 minutes away. I can't say that I grew up, in a small town, where with, a lot of country artists do, right? But I grew up with the love of country music. My cousins, my whole family has been huge country music fans. My brother is a singer,
Okay.
My dad was a singer, played the guitar.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, I think that's just another kind of way to say that, you don't try to be somebody you're not, right?
Exactly.
But at the same time, I did grow up in the city, close to the city. I lived in Seattle for, 9 years, doing that. And it's just like, it's just kind of, it was one of the first songs we recorded. And I recorded it with Golden West, which is Brittany Knott and Taylor Nash. I actually recorded it in Southern California.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they wrote it. And the first time I heard it, I was just like, gosh, that is like so me. So I don't know if you remember kind of the rap in the song. I kind of made up that rap and all that stuff. And,
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. But, I grew up on dirt bikes. I grew up on 4-wheelers, my cousins hunt. So, like, we weren't too far away from the country, but, definitely kind of more of a city boy. So
close enough. Yeah. Well, and country music doesn't say you have to live in the country to like country music.
Yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the name of it. So, and I was going to ask you if you came from a musical family. So your brother and your dad both play.
Yeah. I grew up, so kind of, I was in choir. I did all these like musical things. Me and my little brother sang when we were super young. Did a couple weddings, stuff like that. But really, he was like the musically talented, like guitar player. Like he actually went to college, and I think one of his first majors he was going to do was, music. I believe. I think he went a different direction, but he was never afraid to get in front of people and sing. I always had this fear of like, I definitely had a fear of kind of, just getting in front of people.
Oh, really?
Yeah, but I always loved, kind of writing raps. It's kind of funny. Kind of freestyling, doing all that. And then obviously I was in choir. So, and my dad was, playing guitar. He was in a band when he was younger. So it's funny. And then I actually kind of broke out and started writing these songs. And then I was like, I just kind of want to do them myself. So that's how I got started. So
of course. Okay. Now, was Dad in the Headlights? Was that your first song out?
So yeah, actually my first song out was, I don't think it's on streaming right now, but it was called California Wildfire, which I think, I don't know if you can find it. We got to get it back on there, but then
I don't see it on Spotify.
Yeah. And then City Boy. And then, Dad in the Headlights was my third. Actually, those are the first 3 songs that I ever recorded. So they were all recorded together in the same time. But yeah, and then I kind of got a little more serious about it. And that group that helped me record those songs, they actually moved to Nashville. And they're like, you got to come to Nashville and record these next 3 songs. And they've kind of helped me since. So it's been it's fun. Nashville is obviously amazing. I mean, it's just like.
Oh, Nashville is great.
Yeah.
If I lived anywhere besides North Carolina, it would be Nashville.
It's just, and you go there and you go to all these different like writer rounds, and it's just like, there are so many talented people. And to be honest, like, it's really cool, obviously just a cool town, but, everybody sings, everybody plays, it's just, but here in the Pacific Northwest, I mean, I've seen you kind of interviewed a couple of them, pretty small, kind of small group of like, artists that, play here. So it's, you can kind of get those shows and stuff like that. It's just, it's hard in Nashville, to say the least.
Well, and I was going to say, it seems like in your area, it seems like there's quite a bit of musicians. It seems like it's just another musician field area.
Yeah, I mean, you come from, it's crazy because the country, kind of scene has risen a little bit. You think of Seattle, right? You think of Nirvana, you think of Pearl Jam, Alice in Chains, you think of all these grunge bands, right? And now you got a bunch of cool artists like Macklemore came out, kind of bringing another rapper out of Seattle. But at the same time, country artists, it's a lot of independent country artists that can completely fill, a bar, fill, a concert, and people want to do it because a lot of people relate. So that's when like these big tours come, like Kenny Chesney, everybody comes out of the woodwork that are huge country fans, right? Yeah. And it's like sold out because, there is a lot of country fans in Seattle. So it's kind of cool.
Oh, yeah. So, I mean, besides country, of course, Seattle loves its football.
Loves football. It's sad because of what's going on, but
I know.
Yeah. I've been a Seattle Seahawks season ticket holder since 2011.
Oh, wow.
This is the first year that I am not going to be going because of COVID. So it's a little bittersweet. Yeah. I mean, that's my team. I have been a huge diehard Seahawks fan since I was born. My dad was, and it's like, I was a fan before they were good. I was a fan when they were horrible. So, I mean, I'm pretty true to my Seattle teams for sure.
Well, when I tell you who I like, you will understand true fan.
All right. It's not the Panthers because
no.
Oh man. Yeah. Who was it? Let me.
Cowboys.
There you go. America's team.
Through and through good times, bad times, through them being trash talk like there's no tomorrow. Through and through, I am a fan.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I told you before we went live, my youngest daughter lived in Seattle for quite some time. And she would tell me how serious the fans were, how serious Seahawks fans were.
It's kind of like, it's crazy because, I've actually played at a Seahawks game.
Really?
I did a concert for just like inside the stadium, but it was before the game. It was a really cool experience.
Cool. Yeah.
Really cool experience. They reached out to me and, but at the end of the day, I've always had good experience with fans, right? Obviously I'm a fan, before it was like, gosh, Seattle fans are so nice. You can come to a game and they'll be, even if you're wearing, another jersey, if you're playing the Cowboys. Yeah. But recently I've seen, just kind of outside the stadium, people are really serious since we've gotten really good. And they've been a little harsh towards other fans. And I don't know. I feel like it's football, right? I mean, it is a sport.
Exactly.
at the same time, I mean, I'm gonna high five whoever I want. You know, why
Exactly.
are you high fiving that Cowboy fan? I'm like, dude, like, come on.
They're people.
Yeah.
They're people. Yeah. It's so funny. There are some people that just take it so seriously that I
Totally.
swear they turn into another person.
Yeah.
And it's
Almost like,
crazy. I grew up 45 miles south of DC,
yeah.
a Cowboys fan. So
Yeah.
if I can take that, there's nothing that any other fan can say that's going to bother me, you know? So it's like, it blows my mind that people get that serious about it. That
it blows my mind too, but I'm gonna be the first person. I mean, if somebody's being rude or, you know, anything like that, I'm the first person to, you know, speak up. You know, it's just like, hey,
yeah,
game, right? At the end of the day,
exactly.
We've had some heartbreaking moments in the Seahawks, you know, history.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, remember the Super Bowl? We were on basically the 2nd-yard line, and that would have been up. We would have gone up in the game, probably won the game.
Yeah.
You know, they threw an interception. I mean, it's like, you know, as many times as somebody says, "Oh, remember that?" I'm like, yeah, of course we remember that.
Yeah.
I actually went to the Super Bowl that year, and the tickets were so high we actually didn't go in, but we.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah.
I remember looking this past year because like my ultimate football fantasy would be to see the Redskins playing the Cowboys at AT&T Stadium.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
And of course they did that this past year on December 29th. And I thought, how cool would that be to be there? Then, you know, it's like so close to New Year's. So
yeah.
it's so cool to be in Dallas for New Year's is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, it's hard, you know. That's always a tough game because that's always a game that I more than likely miss, like that 29th, because it's like you have Christmas right there, and then New Year's. It's like either you're gonna go out of town. It's like a patch of like, do you go out of town or do you stick around for the game?
Yeah.
Or you go out of town for a game, like you know. But
yeah, it would have been great. I would have loved it, and had the tickets been affordable, I would have had to talk my husband into it, but I would have done everything in my power to do that. But when I saw the price of tickets, I was just like, you know, I just laughed about it. I was like, no.
No, it's really cool just to like, it's cool to be there, obviously, you know, but I mean, my tickets that I got, you know, gosh, 9 years ago have tripled in price, right?
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
So I'm in the nosebleeds for sure. Like I am up almost to the very top, you know, I'm up there. So it's, you know, and I'm fine with that.
Yeah. Now those level tickets are affordable.
They're affordable, and you know, I say it has character. You know, it's like the guys have been there for like, you know, gosh, 30 years, and they have these opportunities to upgrade, go down lower, and they're like, no, we're good. Like it's kind of like a little family.
Yeah, that's neat. Yeah.
You kind of go up there, it was like, you know, high-fiving each other. It's the same people that were there last season, you know, so. You know, it's fun.
Yeah, that's what makes it fun. Absolutely. Yeah. Okay. So, well, besides singing and country music, obviously, and football, we've determined, what other kind of things do you like to do when you're not making music?
Gosh, you know, it's so hard to find things to do sometimes, but at the same time, I'm a huge boater. We have a little 17-foot Boston whaler. So Gig Harbor is right on basically the Puget Sound, and you have to go over the Narrows Bridge, which is a pretty popular bridge here in Washington. And we had a big boat. We sold it. Our kids were just like, I don't want to be on this boat for longer than like 2 hours. I mean, they're 2 and 4, so you know, we're like, let's just have a boat where we can launch and, you know, basically be on there for 2 hours and not feel bad about, you know, because we're pulling it out every time. But anyways, do crabbing, fishing, do all that kind of stuff. So I mean, Puget Sound boating is absolutely gorgeous. So if you're ever in the area, we'll take you out.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Yeah, I'm really sad that my daughter lived there for like 6 years.
Yeah.
And I never made it out there.
Yeah.
And I really regret it because that was like, that would have been my reason for going, a place to stay. She would have found, figured by the time she knew all the good places to go, take me, she could have been my tour guide, sightseeing. And now I fear that I might not ever get out there since she's not there now.
Yeah. Yeah. Never say never.
Yeah. Never's a long time. Never is a long time, but I would definitely love to. Definitely love to. That would be fun. So now I know you came to Nashville to record some songs.
I did.
Like when you and your family vacation, where do y'all like to go on vacation to?
I mean, so as you know, Seattle, has probably 4 gorgeous months, right? So like in the summertime, we're literally just traveling around like the Washington area. It's like tonight we're going to be driving to Sun River, Oregon, which is like this beautiful, beautiful area. The San Juan Islands, we go there on the boat. It's gorgeous,
Okay.
You can literally go out in the middle of the ocean and you can see a pod of orca whales. It's just insane.
Oh, wow. That would be so cool.
So cool. I mean, like I said, the sound is gorgeous. But obviously like during those like October, November, December months, we're trying to find somewhere warm. So we have friends in Southern California, Arizona. My wife's dad lives in Hawaii now. Yeah.
So I'm not into Hawaii yet.
Yeah.
oh, yes, that's definitely on my bucket list for sure.
It's pretty amazing. We're obviously very fortunate enough to have, these places to stay and being able to be there. And, obviously now, our kid's grandfather lives there with his wife. I mean, the cool part is that, my wife's a real estate agent.
Yeah.
So, she's very flexible on being able to, kind of take off and do all these things. So we do love the travel. It's obviously been kind of on halt now, but it's one of those things where it's, and then I'll go to Nashville again, probably here in the next couple months and record those 3 new songs. And she loves to go, but that's more of like an adult trip, right?
Yeah. Oh, okay. So you don't take the kids to Nashville.
No, I don't really want to like hang out in the studio for 6 hours.
Yeah.
We've done it before. On my first EP I put out, they were there, and my youngest son was like literally just like maybe not even a year, and just cute pictures of him just like wearing the headphones, like in the music booth and in the studio booth, and we like I said, I mean.
But next time, just you and the wife are gonna go record some music.
Oh,
have a trip.
Getting some grits, and gosh, it's pretty amazing. I love the South. I mean, there's no place like it. I mean, if I could have a second home, it would probably be out there. So. Oh
yeah, for sure. So do you see your music just staying kind of like a secondary thing, unless you just get an offer, but you don't actively like pursue that, do you? Or
music's my true passion. I've had some people reach out to me for sure, it has to be the right opportunity, right? And so
yeah, of course.
My thing right now is, I've had several people reach out to me about, record deals, doing more traveling, doing more, tour stuff like that. I'd love to. And that's one thing, if, I took it to a point of I could make, more income than, what I'm making now at my other job, and I could do something I obviously truly love and it's my passion. Absolutely. Yeah, that would be great.
Great. Yeah.
But I also want to be here for my kids, and when they grow up, and it's dropping them off at school, and it's pretty so it's kind of a thing, it's just like that'd be great, but at the same time, I mean, I'm I wouldn't move to Nashville full time
unless it was just like the perfect Yeah.
I mean, I could probably, I'd love to play at a bar every weekend, at the same time, but that's kind of family time for me. So,
Yeah.
it's like I'd rather, be with my family and be doing stuff on the weekend with them than, playing in a bar every weekend, trying to make a living. So, but I have no problem with that. I think that's awesome. And honestly, if I was,
I do too. I love that.
yeah, if I was single, I would probably do it because that's what I love to do. I love to sing my music in front of people. So, but for now, it's I do love these like select shows I do, these different festivals, and there's some festivals that my family can come to, and when my son looks at me and sees his dad, singing music on a stage, that's like one of his favorite things to do.
Oh, he probably thinks you're super dad.
Then I bring him up on stage, and I bring my wife on stage, and completely just like embarrass the crap out of her. So, yeah.
I love that though. I think that's fantastic. I love what a family man you are. And that's another thing that's so prevalent, I feel like, in country music, that, it's not weird at all that you do that. It's like completely normal and somewhat expected.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, like I said, I think that this is something I would love to do full time, and take it to the next level. But it would have to be a right opportunity for that. So.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I'm telling you, you have some fantastic music out there.
Thank you.
I am definitely a fan, and look very much forward to new music coming out. So now that I know you've got 3 new singles coming out, correct?
That should be out. Hopefully, I mean, who knows when, right?
Yeah,
I can give you a date, but I do have a new music video coming out soon. It's called Invincible, and I'll release that song as well. And that's another family fun video that I'll be sharing. So
awesome.
Yeah.
All right. So you don't have any release dates though?
I don't have a release date. I would say the next month that video will be out.
Oh, cool. Hey, all right.
I just actually filmed it last weekend, actually in the house. It was all about the quarantine fun, and how we've been invincible for the last, 4 months. And, we're out on the boat. So you'll see a little bit of boating. You'll see a little bit of, just me and the kids and my wife dancing around in the living room, singing the song, doing stuff like that. So
that's fun. Yeah.
Some really truth of what it's really been like. I mean, we can say all the great things it's been like, but there's been some tough times.
Yeah, for sure.
Very funny. I feel like my videos are pretty funny. I think they're funny. I don't know if anybody else does, but
yeah. Now, do you do a big production with these videos, like professional production, or are you more like, let's just make it like a home video?
I do have a professional guy that comes out, Matt Floyd. He's in Portland, so he's a videographer. He's fantastic, but he's just an individual guy that comes out, and I used him for my very first video, Down the Headlights. And I'm very loyal to people that I work with, and if I wanted a little more production, like multiple, if it gets there at one point, definitely, I think so. But yeah, right now it's just an individual guy, and he's great, and he's great with the kids, and it's hard to work with kids.
I love that though. So sorry if you thought I was going the opposite direction with that. No, I love those types of videos.
Yeah.
I just feel like and there's nothing wrong with a big production if the video calls for it.
Totally.
But I love the videos that are more home-like. Yeah. If that makes sense.
I'd love to get there one day, and he could probably do it. But at the same time, it's like, there's a lot of my videos have been, it's funny because they're kind of all happening in my house. It's crazy. Yeah. Like, I'm not out there. I mean, I'd love to be out there and have multiple cameras, and it will get there one day. Yeah. We have a lot of big plans for that, but it's kind of fun right now. It's just these kind of home videos. So.
Well, yeah, and if it includes your family in them or things that you're doing as a family, then to me, that just makes it that much more better of a video.
Definitely. It's super. Yeah. I mean, there are going to be a lot of people that can relate to this video. I'm excited for people to see it. So.
I love that. I can't wait for it. All right. So we have three, we have that video and then two others, singles and videos. Have you got
videos involved with that for sure?
Awesome. All right. So we've got a lot to look forward to then. I imagine you're putting them out kind of spread out over the rest of the year.
Yeah, absolutely. So they'll be kind of, I probably try to go to Nashville every 6 months and record new music. So, it's just a matter of getting out there right now and getting these music. The music's done. The songs are written, and it's been an awesome experience. But now we just got to get out there and record them. So
yeah, awesome. Well, I can't wait. It sounds like you have a lot of fun things coming up as far as music, good things to come for that. Anything else coming up family-wise, work-wise, music-wise that you want everyone to know about that's going on?
It's just, I mean, music-wise, those 3 songs are coming out in that video. And then, family-wise, we're heading out right after I get off this interview, and we're going to drive, 3 hours to Oregon.
That's right. You told me y'all were going on a trip. I remember now. Yeah, I'm sorry.
My wife and I are going to go. We have a little vacation planned. If that works out, we don't know, in October. So it's going to be just the 2 of us. It's been a very, very long time.
So needed. Yes. Yay.
We're going to have a little weekend. And then, but at the end of the day, it's going to be kind of just sticking around here. We got an amazing community to hang out in, and, Big Harbor's beautiful.
So what are things like in y'all's area with COVID? What's going on? How are y'all's, are y'all like stuck in phase 2 still, or?
Yeah, we're phase 2 right now. We can go to restaurants. It's very much, probably 25% occupancy.
Yeah.
We're obviously masks are required. Everybody's being safe. My parents didn't see, their grandkids for probably, 4 months, and then they were just like, you know what, we're coming over. We can't handle this. So
you can't handle it anymore. Right?
Yeah. You have grandkids, so it's like, they kind of live for that kind of thing, right? So it's just,
for sure. Yes.
So, but we're being safe, and that's the most important part. And I think that for anybody, it's just being safe. It's real. It's happening.
Yeah.
So we're just like,
your family has remained safe through.
We've remained safe.
Awesome.
Like I said, we kind of have our select group that we hang out with, just in our neighborhood. And
and I think that's the important way. I think that's the best way to handle it.
Totally.
Anymore, in the very beginning, I think, okay, seclusion, just your family in your house to be the safest. But by this point, for sure, get out, get some fresh air. If you've got 1 or 2 families that you hang out with, great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Have your select group, make sure everybody's healthy. That's the main thing. And, write music about it.
Yeah, absolutely. There are so many songs that have been not just written during this period, but written about this period.
Absolutely. It's crazy. So, it's fun to see all these creative songs and, all these different, I mean,
it has been, there's been, you name it. I don't care the genre. There's been a song made about it multiple times over.
Yeah.
So, and some of them have been great. Some of them, I hope, go away with COVID.
No, you do. And it's like, and it's just like, I think people are trying to get new music out there, right? But for us, like independent artists, like we're more than likely writing our own songs, and we're more than likely doing all the production and all the, recording. But I'm extremely blessed to, be in the position I'm in, and, I'm just excited for the future. So
yeah, awesome. Well, I'm excited for your future and to hear what you've got coming out.
Yeah,
definitely a forever fan here.
Thank you so much.
I look forward to more of your stuff coming out and what's going on with you. And let's stay in touch. And after that video comes out, we can talk about that. Maybe we'll do another one of these and
I'll love to play too. Yeah, I will. I'll sing some songs for sure.
Yeah.
A little crazy here, so I'm glad we got to jump on a call though.
Oh, absolutely. Me too. All right. Y'all have a great vacation and y'all be safe. Drive careful and have a blast.
Thanks, Stacy.
All right. Thanks, Adam. You have a good night.
Have a wonderful night.
All right. You too. Bye-bye.
Bye.